Ladies and gentlemen, you know it's time for On My Grind. Get your papers and pen. Welcome to the show, Mr. Paul Mukoma.
Thank you, Kwambox. I hope I'm clear.
Yes, you are.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. And I really love that thing you normally do in the morning on IG. I always follow.
Kapow!
Kapow!
Thank you so much.
Can your
so
leg
you have
reach
a
where
nice follower here.
Thank you.
Can your leg reach that level?
No, I'm short. but I did taekwondo at some point. I know it can go high.
Oh, wow.
But I'm a bit short. I'm way shorter than Kwambox.
Thank you so much for...
Yeah, but I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much for coming through. We have a segment called On My Grind. I don't know if you were listening to the previous hour. If you weren't, don't say anything. I
was on the move.
Okay.
Heading to Nakuru, so I stopped somewhere just to do this, and I continue with the safari.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate. So, a lot of young people, in fact, today we're just addressing high schoolers, high schoolers, because we really feel for them. You can imagine how this year has turned out. Yeah. There's it's very straining. You hadn't planned for it. Your parents don't know how to deal with it. And most importantly, you have this pressure. You have a whole year. You're at home. They're like, oh, what are you? Hapa tu nakatu. Endo fungue kitabu. But I mean, really, So I thought let's have a conversation about realizing your dreams, because in the previous hour. A lot of dreams are not being realized. There's a disconnect between dreams and reality. Tell us about Talanta Institute.
Talanta Institute is a TVET college, but we normally call it a center of transformation, a place where we help people realize their dreams, because we've talked about people not being able to realize their dreams. So we can help people, we skill people in media, we skill DJs, we skill people who want to do animation.
Yeah.
So, but it's also a place for business incubation. We have incubated so many people that have gone into business. So it's a place of transformation and nurturing talent.
Yeah.
So, and how we started Talanta, before that we were running Prince Media, and we were doing productions, music video productions, TV shows and all that. And we realized we were getting guys from university who were sort of what we can say half-baked. They could not do the production. And we thought, why don't we do a center for practical hands-on training?
Yeah. Because
so many times there is a disconnect between the training that is being done and when you get to the industry. So we started this as a practical hands-on center for skilling people that, in a way that when they go out there, they are ready for the market. They can produce a video and they can do photography and make money.
All right, let's take a few steps back. Before someone comes to you, because one challenge we're seeing is that every single person has a dream, especially when you're younger. When you're younger, oh man, you're dreaming about everything. But then maybe at home, I don't know whether, we've heard from people who say, my parents, they shut it down. I'm sure you've experienced the same when you're meeting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've experienced that a lot. Even some parents who come to our school, most of the time are not just coming to see the school. They are coming even to just understand, what is this DJing? How can is DJing a career? Is photography a career?
Yeah.
So they're just coming to talk to maybe someone more mature than their son, just to verify, because those they've really insisted and they've nagged them that this is what they really want to do. So we've experienced that where parents, don't understand some of these careers, and we convince them and they join, but there are others who refuse and say, no, do accounting or do this. Music is not a career, because we also train in music production. Music is not a career, that's a hobby, that's for fun. So there are those who refuse, and they tell them, we know you can't join. And they call us when they're in university and they tell us, okay, I wanted to come to Talanta and my parents couldn't agree. Can I get a part-time thing I can do, even as I do what my parents wanted to do here in university? So we have experienced that a lot.
But Paul, let me ask you.
Even some who clear university and now join us after university.
But Paul, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Here we have a country of a lot of people with degrees. A lot of people you've done, and you hear people saying stuff like, I've gone and done it for my parents. I've gotten them the degree they wanted. And then you go and do, now you've spent 4 years doing a course that you're not going to practice. Is it practical?
It's not practical. Most of the time it's a waste of time and money because you spend a lot of money, you spend emotions in there, and then you get frustrated because you're doing something that you're not passionate about. So I still feel it's not practical. It's good to really support young people in what they want to do. Of course, with guidance, but I feel sometimes kids get frustrated. Some even get depressed.
Yeah.
I was talking to a parent some time back. The son was in university, but they were forced to do a certain course. You know what happened? They went and got into drugs. They got depressed. And now the father was coming to say, now this is what he wanted to do. Please explain to me. Because I didn't allow him to do this.
Yeah.
And I realized that I've actually driven them to depression. So it's that bad that some students or some young people have actually been driven to depression because they are doing what they do want to do. So it's very important to support young people's dreams, whatever they want to do in life, with guidance, support them, listen to them, get to understand, go to research and understand what they really want to do and support them in that line.
All right. Paul, I'm going to ask you to hold the line for a bit. We're going to take a short commercial break.
Cool.
Catch the vibes on air and online.
Wherever you are, thank you so much for choosing Morning Vibes with your captain of good vibes. They call me Kwambox.
And Mbunde here in studio.
And on the line, we've got CEO of Talanta Institute, Paul Mukoma, who's here to share with us, some advice for young people. And remember, if you're tuned in, get the high schoolers, tell them to tune in right now. We have something for them. We care about them. And we're worried that as they're at home, men, they're getting depressed. They're getting lost.
Yes.
And welcome back, Mr. Paul.
Thank you so much.
As a friend of Vibes, we are so grateful that you're here. Looking at the front page of the Standard today, the Standard newspaper, the headline is "The Dying Schools of Kenya, Scores Shut, Others Seek Help." And, there are young people. School has been used sort of as a refuge for keeping kids occupied instead of keeping them engaged. Yeah, and we're looking now. We have a scenario where I feel like if there was more engagement in school, this engagement would still be happening at home. But now it has come to a complete halt. It's like without that teacher standing in front of you and wewe soma kitabu fanya hivi, then it's a pause until next year.
True.
What can you tell parents about this situation?
What I can tell parents is, like you said, at times we've taken schools as a place where we dump kids. They're held captive. Right? It's a prison where you're locked up and you can only study or learn when you're there. But you realize learning has to be continuous, and actually much of the learning should happen at home. Because what I realize is you can have the best education, you can have the best degree, but if you don't have some of those core things like discipline, diligence, focus, you may not make it in life. So that means much of the learning is not actually the academic. Much of the learning is the foundation. Who are you as a person? Because let me tell you the truth, you may not have a degree or a diploma, but if you have those core things like you're disciplined, you're focused, you're able to interact with people well, that relating with people, the people skills. So those soft and life skills have really been overlooked, and that is what we really need to focus on at this time. Life skills. What are you learning at home? There are so many other things that we can, we need to be learning. And also that discipline you can learn on your own. You can tell yourself, sit down, now read this book, at this time, do this. So, and this is what COVID is teaching us, that we don't have to rely on a teacher being in front of a student telling them, now read, now you have an exam. If you fail the exam, you have failed in life. Just to know you can pass the exam and still fail in life. But if you're not a disciplined fast person, if you are at the core you don't cultivate those other life skills, you may not make it in life, even with a master's or a doctorate. That means we need to be cultivating these other things that a student can learn from home, can learn from wherever, and they don't need to be followed up because they've already been nurtured. So that nurturing part of parents, we should never hand it over to someone else.
True.
We should not hand it over to the teachers. Teachers should just be supporting what parents and the guardians are teaching are teaching the kids.
Yeah.
And that's I believe that's where we are right now. And as parents, we need to learn again that that's how it should actually have been from the beginning.
From the beginning. And you see,
Yes.
in the previous hour, we're talking about dreams versus reality, where you have people dreaming such amazing things. And when you hear some of these dreams, you're like, wow, if we had these people right now here, we'd be so far as a country. But somewhere their dreams die. Or somewhere people start to feel that those dreams don't matter. And what matters is going out there to get that education, to get that job, to get that. And with that thinking, we have high schoolers who are at home right now.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do with their time. They're not being pointed in the right direction. You know? So when you're speaking to parents about, the things that their children are dreaming, what are parents saying?
But for so many parents don't really know what to do. I totally agree. But I've seen some amazing parents, let me tell you. I've interacted with some kids where I stay. Like the other day, I found some kids, they are making some chains and they are trying to sell them to the neighbors. And I realized there's something these parents have done to these kids.
Yeah.
That at this time they're doing something constructive. They're being taught entrepreneurship skills.
Yeah.
And it really made me think, and they were even going door to door trying to sell. And they are telling you, I can sell at this, and they already know the profit they will make.
Wow.
So I realize there are some parents who have it, who already know what to do, who are with it, and they're training their kids in these other skills, entrepreneurship skills. Because right now, like you've said, so many people are jobless with their doctorates, with even master's degrees. You've seen stories of first class betrayal. Someone got first class in actuarial science and now they are jobless. They don't know what to do. But if these people had been nurtured in entrepreneurship, they know even if I don't get a job in this, there is something I can do with my life.
Yeah.
If I don't get a job at this big company, blue chip company I aspired, I can be creative, I can be flexible.
Yeah.
So we realize we need to teach our kids to be flexible, to tell them, yes, you have dreams. And your dreams are valid. First is to validate and tell them it's good to have a dream. Because without a dream, you cannot aspire, you cannot work hard. First, it's good to tell them, it's good to have a dream. But also tell them, as much as you have this dream, there are these skills you need to have to achieve that dream. And even if your dream doesn't come to pass, you being maybe that accountant or that doctor, it doesn't mean life is over. There are other things you can do and still achieve that. Let me give you a short story of this young man I had who wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
But he didn't succeed to even go all the way to high school, so he dropped out of school.
Yeah.
When he dropped out of school, he started working in a matatu station, at the bus station, filling matatus and all that. But he realized that the guys around there didn't have a place to go to the washroom. So he started a business and talked to the city council how he can put, dig a pit latrine there in the village, and the guys will pay 10 bob to use the washroom. So eventually he started making money. He started making like even 5K in a day. Then it moved to 10K in a day. Then he moved and made other latrines in other stations.
Yeah.
Then right now he owns so many high-class toilets and even the mobile ones.
Yeah.
And he's making millions. And he did manage to graduate from high school.
Wow.
So you realize that his dream as a doctor, he didn't realize his dream to become a doctor. But right now he's still treating people. He is helping people with just that simple concept of toilets. So you realize that, yes, the dreams are valid. You may not achieve it being a doctor.
Yeah.
But if you're always dreaming and you're flexible in a way that if I don't achieve to go to university, I can still go to what we call the spirit university. Because we need to realize that university is not just going to, the main universities, there is something we call the street university.
Yes.
And you can go to that street university and come out a very successful person. I give you my story. I didn't manage to go to university and I wanted to become an engineer. But, I did food and beverage, a short course in food and beverage. But later, I started I met someone who was doing photography, and he started training me in photography, then in videography. And I realized, like I started my business now in photography and now in training.
Yeah.
And that's how Talanta Institute has,
And
has
now
come
you
to
own
be.
an institute.
An institute and a media production company.
Imagine
so
that.
It's good to have that flexibility that if things don't go the way you expected, how do you make, like they say, lemonade when you've been given
Lemons.
So some people you're given lemon and you frown and you go like, my life is over. What do I do with lemon? I was expecting oranges. I was expecting apples.
Yeah.
But when you're given lemon, you can also turn them into lemonade if you have a positive mindset. So
I like
it's very
it.
important to have the right mindset. Even when things go wrong, you don't go with them. You see how can I turn this and make it profitable.
I like it. We're going to take another short break. Endelea kupumua hewa hapo on the side of the road. And also, we're going to just listen to some music. When we come back, maybe we can take a few phone calls because I can see that there's a lot of young people who are trying to reach out. Maybe hear what their questions are, and then we'll discuss that together. All right. We got Paul Mukoma, who's the CEO of Talanta Institute. And man, I love what he's saying. You see, there's a spiritual university. Street university that you sahi we ni mzazi unashanga nifanye nini na mtoto. There are so many other things you're supposed to be teaching. Vitu ka discipline. Atalan discipline shule ama atalan nyumbani.
For sure kwa nyumba.
Atandikangi kitanda. Mfundishe discipline. Chukua slippers.
Catch the vibes on air and online.
It's On My Grind right here on Morning Vybez. The station is Vybez Radio. Your captain is Kwambox.
And Mbunde here in studio.
Yes.
And On My Grind is all about improving you as an MVP and making sure mazi kama unaenda kugrind ama weni entrepreneur mazi unasikiza words zingine za advice unaenda huko to be the best of yourself.
True.
The number right now to call 0719012700 kama uko na maswali zozote unataka kusendia CEO wa Talanta
Institute. That's Paul Mukoma, who's on the line with us. Paul, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
There's a lot of tweets I'm going to read. Shout out to Inan Javinci who says, this is great. Siya to hook up sisi wenye tumetambua dreams zetu. That's even Javinci. Robo Wilson says, lucky to have him here because I'm going for a short course over there. There's someone else here, that's Baba Jackie, who tweeted, and that's on Facebook. He says, loving the guest, and David Ogambe as well says, I love the show. Call us up, guys, 0719-012-700, especially if you're in that place where you are trying to figure yourself out. Whatever questions you've got, this is your chance. Paul?
Yes,
I've got another question.
Tell me.
But before we do that, let's go to the phone lines. We've got Aleki.
Halo, diaje Kwambox?
Fiti sana, habari asubuhi.
Poa sana.
Unasemaje?
Niko salama sana bro.
Niko na opinion. Niko na opinion nilikuwa nataka kuuliza. Kwa mgeni wetu.
Ndio.
Schools zenyewe ziko. Ni system yenyewe iko. And as much as we can say this and this part sio nzuri, which is not wrong, which is not a lie, but here we have to accept it. It's there and it's not changing. We just have pia kuna venye tunaweza adapt nayo, si ndio?
Aleki, unaget Aleki?
Nasema Kwambox.
Yeah.
Kuna mashule, yani the school system is there, si ndio?
Yes.
Universities are there, si ndio?
Yes.
So how can we, unaona pia venye amesema kuna mtu mwenye ameenda university bado na anamwambia bado anataka kufanya part time huko na bado pia kuna venye anaweza integrate na university, ndio? And make it both work.
Yeah.
Work for him, and inaweza kwa combination nyingine powerful sana. Sasa anaonaje from that perspective? Anaona
all right. Thank you so much, Aleki.
Kauya anaweza counter aje?
Okay. Aleki, they're basically asking. We're gonna go. Let's get one more phone call. Okay. Hello.
Wambo.
Wagwan. 0719-012-700 as a number you need to have if you've got any questions. Paul, we had Aleki who's called in and he's asking, you're talking about, your vision, whatever you want to do. And you've also mentioned that there are people who've gone all the way to university, PhD. Now, hauna job. You see, and he's like, the system is already there. So how do we make it work? Like, for example, that guy who's gone all the way and gotten a PhD, how does he make it work?
It's a good thing. I know he's trying to articulate your concern. And this is what I can say to him and to the rest. That there is a place for a degree. It's very important to have that. We are not here saying, people should not go to university. They should. But like I've said, there are people you are in university, and you're also doing something else, because we find some people who have a lot of free time at your university. It's okay to learn another skill.
Yes.
It's okay you can be in university doing engineering, and also you're learning photography, or you're learning animation. Even COVID season has taught us that at times you don't just rely on one thing. Because one thing can go south, but you have a backup plan. And I'm not saying we become unfocused and you're doing all these things. But I have found people who, when they were in university, I have a CEO friend, he's called Washori. He's the CEO of Optiven. When he was in campus, he was also a photographer. So he was actually getting his pocket money when he was doing photography, in university. That means he was making extra money. But again, this business he was doing is what nurtured him as an entrepreneur. So that means doing that extra thing. One thing, it gets you engaged, that you don't have so much free time, and you're wondering, okay, mbogi inakuja inasema wacha tuende raundi, you're free, mnaenda raundi, mnaenda nini, that you can be engaged in each time when you're not doing your coursework. Be engaged doing something else. Get more than one skill. Because this one skill may not be working, but another one may work for you. And if I can also add on that, like for us right now as a company, as a school right now, schools are closed. The college is not operating. But because we also operate a production company, right now, even what we've been doing is the few productions that we get with our production company. So that means it's also good to diversify. Even as a person, even if you're with your career, get more than one skill. I mean, we are all wired in a way you can get an extra skill. You may never do a job in that skill, but it will keep you engaged. It will teach you something else. I'll give you another example of my wife is a doctor, and when she was doing medicine in campus, she was also doing DJing. So, and she doesn't work as a DJ today. But after doing DJing on the side is taking you that creative part of you. So it's very important you can do more than one thing. And again, if your parents insist that you can only do this, usitoke home useme ama ukue ujam uanze kwenda campus, so you are just drinking and you're not focusing on your coursework. Show them you can obey. Go to campus, but keep talking to them. Can we change this course? When they see you're obedient, they can now listen to you. But some people, they go there and they go crazy. They're not even focused. They are not talking to their parents. So you'll never get to achieve your dream if the people who are supposed to help you there, you're not in good relationship with them. So I would tell even those who are forced to do a certain course, please go there and do that course. But as you're doing that course, you can tell your parents, hey, there is this short course. Can you spare extra 20K? I do this short course. But when they see you're really focusing on what they wanted, you have given them what they wanted. So they can also give you what you want.
Paul,
but I gotta
ask another question. Now we have a scenario. Of course, we've dealt with the parents. We've dealt with figure out how to get that thing that you want, but at least know that you want to go in a certain direction. But a lot of the larger conversation, Paul, is how do people even realize what they want to do? And the reason I'm asking this is as someone mentioned that we have a scenario of people not self-actualizing. And it's you can even I even give an example that you can find someone who's even 50 and 60. They've been working their whole lives. They've even retired, but have never actually self-actualized. And we in our current generation, we have a lot of people who cannot function without that self-actualization. By that I mean you're seeing people in jobs that they are not even able to cope in. You have a good job, but you are not functioning. You hate the place. We've seen people committing suicide in jobs where they're earning a great living, and this is, it's all aligned. You've gotten your job, you've gotten the education, you've done the degree, you've done everything right, but something is missing, that self-actualization. Is there anything you can say about that?
Yes, there's something, and this is how I would want to put it, Kwambox, because it's happening to so many of us. Even me, I still have dreams I want to actualize, and I feel like I'm late in doing something.
Yeah.
That is why let's go back to the foundation, that you first as a person need to cultivate that positive mindset.
Yeah.
A positive attitude in a way that even when things are not going your way, like I said, you don't go with them. Okay?
Yeah.
I hope I'm communicating there.
Yes.
In a way that, because things will never, let's tell the young people the truth. Let's bust their bamboo even with their dreams and all that.
Yeah.
Things will not go exactly how you expect.
True.
That's why you need to have enough stamina that even when things are not going the way I expect, I'm still hopeful. I'll still work hard.
Yeah.
I'll still keep believing, because you should never give up. That's what we tell young people, that even if you're in this generation of instant, that you feel things should happen instantly, a million followers, maramoja on IG, and they make it, someone comes on TV and gives a testimony how they've made $1 million in their 20s. You should never give up.
Yeah.
We have people like Colonel Sanders, who started KFC.
Yes.
But he had done so many things and failed, and he came to start KFC in his 60s.
Imagine.
Okay? Within a short time, he became a billionaire. But today we have KFC all over the world because he didn't give up. So we must tell young people, not just young people, even people in middle age like me, who feel they've delayed to do something. One of the things we should never do is give up.
Never give up.
You should always keep hope alive. You tell me.
Yes.
Yeah. So you keep hope alive and knowing I'll still keep pursuing. Then, place of diligence, working hard. And working hard is not just working hard on your job, it's also working hard on yourself. Keep improving yourself. Keep building capacity. Because at times you have dreams that we don't have capacity for.
Yeah.
Yes, una dream, you want to be a CEO. But are you building capacity? Are you reading books? Are you listening to mentors who've gone ahead of you? So you should be diligent and work hard. And like I've said, working hard is not really just working hard on your job.
True.
After 5 on your job, what are you doing?
Yes.
Are you reading that book? If you admire, let's say this big celebrity, this big DJ, and you're in campus, do you go and listen and see how did he make it? How does he do it? If you admire this CEO, have you really tried to go and reach out to them for mentorship?
Yeah.
So it's very important to be diligent and diligently looking for pursuing your dream. And pursuing your dream is not just pursuing and saying, hey, manze, mi nataka to make it. Me, manze, one day, nitadu hivi. That's the first step. A journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step. That's the first step. It could be reading that book. It could be listening to that, or YouTube video. Right now, there is what you call a YouTube university.
Yes.
Okay, so you should never have an excuse that mimi sijapelekwa the course I wanted. When you go online, because you see young people, we are online most of the time.
Yeah.
They're online, doing all manner of things.
Yeah.
Are you there just watching what people are posting, or can you go and listen to something in line with what you want to do? So build yourself, build your capacity in a way that you'll catch up with where you want to go. You keep going closer and closer to your dream. But one thing, never give up, never feel like it's too late. It's never too late. And it's also never too early. For those high schoolers we are talking to, it's never too early. You say, mi lazima nimalize high school, I start to figure out what I want to do. While you're still in high school or primary school, start doing things. Start, learning about business. Learn different things. You're still young, you can learn so many things. Start doing those business. I'll tell you, when I was young, we used to have a donkey, and I used to do transport. We used to do transport business in the village.
Wow.
So I realized that's when my dream being an entrepreneur was nurtured.
Yes.
When I cleared high school, I didn't manage to go to university. We had a small matatu. I was the one running that small matatu until it was grounded. When it was grounded, the only thing we had was a farm. I went and worked on that farm and tried everything I could on that farm. So whatever your hands find to do, do it with all your might. Be very hardworking and disciplined. With those two things, however elusive your dream may seem to be, one day it will come to pass.
Oh,
one day, like Lupita Nyong'o said, your dreams are valid. But there is a journey to achieving your dreams. It may delay, but if you're focused, you will achieve it. Just like Colonel Sanders, it may be a bit later, but if you don't give up, you don't need to commit suicide. You don't need to say there is no hope.
Yes.
Just always encourage yourself. Be your best encourager. Motivate yourself, and know one day your dream will come to pass. But work on it. It doesn't just come to pass. You have to really work hard.
You have to work on it. Paul, we got to end it here. We might just give them everything on the webinar. You are part of the webinar.
There will be a lot more on the webinar.
Yes.
Yes, I'll be on the webinar tomorrow. My session is tomorrow,
yes.
but there will be amazing speakers today.
And
that you'll be hosting.
Thank you so much, Paul. And I know we'll speak a lot. Me and you and the MVPs, we're going to speak a lot. Thank you so much.
Sure. You're welcome, and thanks a lot.
And safe journey. All right. Paul Mukoma is the CEO of Talanta Academy. I hope I can see people everywhere. You've learned something from him. And just remember, this is On My Grind, happens every day from 8 to 9 a.m. And today we decided, let's bring someone who can teach you something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially wako high school and they feel that they are not... Kwa roho iko confused.
Yes.
There's so much I've noted, Kwambox, in terms of even if things are not going your way, make sure that you have a positive mindset. Never give up. It's never too early. Keep improving yourself as an MVP. Be diligent in terms of pursuing your dream. Be hardworking, disciplined. Dreams are valid. Always encourage yourself.
Yeah.
Vybez Radio, we rule the nation in this generation.